So good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Smart Networker. And as you can see on the screen, the topic is getting started, what to do. And this is one of those topics that, I've answered for years, probably three decades for sure in this business and a couple others in others. So it's the fundamental of doing our business. So I thought this would be an important topic to have available for moving forward. Okay. Now, this is a step-by-step plan to get your business rolling, and it's building a successful business. So welcome to the Deacon Business. There are a number of things that you need to know and understand to embark on this journey. I want you to take notes, speak with your sponsor or mentor for clarification, and come back and re-watch this video as often as you need to. Now, success in our business is learned behavior, which then would mean learning based on what we do and then seeing what happens as a result. So, very simple principle, but that's how it works. So what is it we do? Well, this is vital, as there are really only two things that we actually do. One, we find customers and we get them on our products. And two, we find and sponsor other distributors who also do the same thing. Very simple, not complicated. Those two things, that's what we do. But here's the key question. How do we do this? How do we do number one and how do we do number two? And there are probably an infinite number of ways that could be utilized to get the job done. The key here is to understand the concept of what needs to be done, and then develop your way of doing it. And you can do that either by using somebody else's method or simply using what you know. But the basics are this. All results come about by talking to other people. So we need to talk to other people. We need to make ourselves known for what it is we do. This is very important. And the next step is we've got to find out what they need. What do they want? Based on who you are and what you represent. And then we've got to present those solutions for what they need and want. So that's the concept. Now, how you do that's going to be based on some other factors. Starts here. What do you want? And probably of all the people that I've ever studied, looked at, read about, whatever, in this industry and other industries, this was the first thing. What is it that you want as a result of doing what you're going to do? Because it's that aspect, it's that concept that's going to create the desire, the drive, and the commitment. And those are based on these factors. How important is it? What will it do to help your life? How does it make you feel? And of course, getting results. You do something, you want a result. If you do something and you don't get a result after a while, you kind of say, well, maybe I should go somewhere else, All right. Communication, number 4. What do we need to learn? Now, for, I guess, 33 years and another 15 on top of that, I've been involved in this industry. And there's one thing, we're a business that's based on how we communicate to others. Now, the key here is to learn what to say, but to learn what to say so that the person on the other end can understand and think with what you're talking about. I mean, this is absolutely, I can't say how important, this is probably the most important thing you've got. Because if you communicate to somebody and they don't understand, you're wasting your time. Because they have to understand so they can think, they can interpret, they can make a decision so they can do. And if they don't understand what you're talking about, then that's not going to happen. Now, therefore, what do you need to learn how to communicate about? Number 1, your products. Number 2, your business. Number 3, you got to develop the stories you're going to use about the company, the products, the business, your success, whatever the stories might be, what's going on in the world, what's going on in industry, how do we help? All of those kind of things create wonderful stories. and how to discuss the process of the business. And of course, this area of getting started is one of the processes of the business. Then how do we talk about the activities and the events that we offer? And how to learn the procedures to introduce this to other people. That's what you need to learn. Business tools. Learn the tools of the trade. Now, the tools that have been developed need to be understood and then used. The tools we use are, number one, your sponsor or being a sponsor. That's really a tool. A mentor or being a mentor is a tool. The Niken Share application is a tool. The Niken Back Office is a tool. The compensation plan is a tool. Incentives are tools. Activities are tools that we use. And of course, events are tools. So basically, if you learn the tools of your trade, then you can apply them. And if you apply them, then you can get results, and we'll see how that works out. Compensation. Now, the compensation plan, this is your general business plan as laid out by the company. It is here you learn how income is made. And it's here you start at the first step and you follow the instructions and you do one step at a time. And the key points to learn here are, how does it work? How do you earn on retail activities? What are the rebates and what can be earned? What's an override and what can be earned? What are leadership bonuses and what can be earned? What are the qualifications? And what are the features and, of course, the benefits of this particular plan? You want to get with your sponsor, your mentor, somebody that's knowledgeable and really understand this, because this is the key document. Incentives. Now, these were designed to create added benefits to build your business and accelerate your rewards for doing so. They all have a purpose, and you want to understand so that you can utilize them. The Powerhouse, the 18K Club, the Travel Club, the Mentor Club, and of course, the Lifestyle Bonus. And all of this is documented in your back office. That's easy to find, but what you really want to look at is, how do you utilize this for your circumstance? And again, it's part of the tools. It's part of, if you were a carpenter and you were working on building a house, there are probably 10 saws that you could use. You have electric ones, power ones, hand ones, special saws, miter saws, all of these kind of different, but they're tools. You don't use them all the same way and all at the same time. Activities and events. Now, all results in this business come about because of doing certain activities. And you want to learn all there are, and here they are. Planning and strategy is an activity. So over the weekend, I was looking at our future based on what's going to occur tonight and what I know from being at the meeting. And I've got 2 people I want to get to Royal Diamond. So I did a lot of planning with regard to that. Well, that's an activity that's known to create results. Speaking with upline or mentor, I spoke with my upline. We did some planning. Imagining, dreaming, I spent time in the backyard and I was looking at my garden and I was thinking about, okay, man, if that person went to Royal Diamond, what a trip that would be. If that person went, oh God, this would be great. So these are activities that help contribute towards getting the result that you want. Thinking, attending or creating events, writing scripts. So from the standpoint of this morning, I got up and I said, well, what am I going to talk about? Because I can't talk about what's going to happen. I'm going to have to do something. So I created this PowerPoint this morning, which was basically a script. And so as a result, I could deliver that and it could be utilized. So you're building your business. You're talking to other people. And you want to, develop what to say, how to say it. This is your job. This is where your focus is. This is where your create comes in. Learning how to talk to people while you're out and about. This was just such a great area. And that's where I came up with doing the surveys. It's a way for you to talk to somebody else. Now, once you get good, you can talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere. You heard last week when I talked to those guys at the table. It was a piece of cake. Just get up, put my chair, sat down, said hello, away you go. And I didn't think about how I felt. I was thinking about what I was trying to accomplish with them. So that's an activity, talking to people while you're out and about, speaking with others, qualifying them, making sure that they're interested, making sure that this meets their needs, whatever. Are they interested? Are they going to be good for your team? Those kind of qualifying questions. Doing training classes. I put out on the WhatsApp and on the Smart Networker, I'm going to do a live training. It's a pilot project, and it's going to be a beta test. It's going to start on September 1st. And I'm looking for some volunteers. There's no cost to doing this except getting the book. So if you are interested, then you can send me some information and at my email at ralphmann@earthlink.net. And for those that are listening now, if it's still available, great. And if not, this was for that day we did this class. Making presentations, signups, reading books, calling people on the phone, prospecting for distributors or customers, follow-up calling, demonstrate some kind of administrative. These are activities that we do. And so how does this business work? When you do the activities that are known to create results. Now, here's the interesting part. It's what activities create what results, and we'll get to see that momentarily. So now let's talk about what to do to get started or get going or start working or get into action. They're all pretty much saying the same thing. What's next? Now, what you have so far are the basics. It's time to put it all to work as follows. So the first step that I would do is set your goal. And we talked about that earlier. What do you want? You got with your sponsor back at that time, you drew the picture. So you understand that from the standpoint of this business, that picture, it's the same thing as building your home. You go to the architect, you get a picture. You need something to look at. You need something to look forward to. You need to know where you're going. You need to know your progress. These are all very important things in building a business, which this is. Make your list of people you want to talk to. Now, this is critical because how does this business work? Well, it works on communication. So we have to have people to talk to, and we have to have two kinds of people, well, those that are interested in the product and those that are interested in the business. You'll get with your sponsor or your mentor and they'll discuss those two aspects of the people that are on your list. Now, I'm going to say this, your list will grow and continue for as long as you're in the business. And I added a person to my list after 32 years, and they're now in the business. So this is how it works. Now, you want to then work out your launch strategy. Now, what's a launch strategy? Well, an example would be you go to school and you become an attorney and you finish, you graduated. Now you've got your license, you've been approved by the board, and you can practice law. What do? Well, you have to launch your business. You get a location, you get an office, you send out invites to the world in that area, you tell people what you do, and you start to practice. So if you're in business to distribute a line of products by a company that you represent, and nobody knows that you do that, what do you think is going to happen? Nothing. And if you're sitting around waiting for something to happen, what do you think is going to happen? Nothing. So what do you have to do here? You have to launch your business into society. This is what I do. This is where I'm at. This is what I offer. If you have any interest, give me a call. If you need what I've got, that kind of stuff. And then that becomes a constant. Now, we accelerate that with activities that you saw earlier. Now, the next thing is you want to practice what to say and how you talk to somebody else. Now, this is so important. I remember when I first started doing this and I was put in front of other people to talk about the business, I was nervous as heck. And it probably took me 15 years to understand why I was nervous as heck. Is because I didn't know what to say comfortably. I was nervous about what I was saying. So then I started to practice. And when I started to practice doing what I was saying, then all of a sudden it became real easy. Then I got real good because I kept saying the same thing over and over. And here's something to really pay attention to. Every time you talk to a new person, you got to understand they've never heard you before. So what you're saying is brand new to them. So treat it as such. The more you practice, the better you get, the easier it is to communicate what you want to communicate. Next, learn the ABC system from a mentor. Next, make contact and start inviting people to an ABC, to a meeting, to an event, to watch a video, or to do a one-on-one. Is based on learning what to do. And then getting out and to talk to whomever you can and doing the activities that you have learned to do. I'm going to repeat that because this is important. As already stated, the key to success is based on learning what to do, learning what to say, and then getting out in society and start talking to whomever you can and doing the activities that you've learned to do. As you know, results happen as a result of doing certain activities. You then want to monitor what you do and compare that to the results that you get. And once you see what activities you do and what results are created, and of course, what you want, you're all set and on your way. It's what you do that makes it work. Anyway, hope this helps. I'll stop the share and we'll go into a Q&A.